Here's a WWE idea that no one is talking about when it comes to Liv Morgan in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly what that is and why I think it would be a huge mistake, because WWE, they have been firing on all cylinders with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, starting this feud coming out of WrestleMania, right? We all know the song and dance. Let's run it down, because Liv Morgan, she was supposed to do a one-off with Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title after Rhea Ripley beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40. They needed someone to beat her. And, well, they went with Liv. Rhea just needed an opponent, let's be real. But Rhea gets injured, and WWE decides, oh crap, we need to create a new star. And they have blossomed with Liv Morgan ever since then. She's had multiple title defenses across Raw and PLEs, including Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley. They have the first match at SummerSlam. Dominic Mysterio screws out Rhea Ripley. They do a mixed tag team match at Bash in Berlin. Sure, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest go over Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Bad blood. Well, Rhea Ripley comes up short yet again. While she scores a DQ win, she doesn't walk out with the championship because, well, outside interference by Raquel Rodriguez. And WWE is building towards the Women's Survivor Series War Games match. It's going to be epic. It's going to be good. They get Rhea Ripley back, thank goodness, to feud with Liv Morgan, who is this catalyst, right? Her and Raquel Rodriguez, as Rhea was off television for a short period of time there, they were feuding with, ironically, women's tag team champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And it was actually a fun little feud, something in which I can definitely see them doing more down the line. Now, of course, that was all to build up to this Women's War Games match because, well, WWE feels inclined that they have to do, if the men do something, they have to do it for the women. If the women do something, then men needs to do something. I'm convinced we're going to get an all-men's PLE one of these days, and we're going to call it Evolution 2 as just a troll job, but I digress. If you look at, with all that being said, we know we're getting a trilogy bout between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, right? We all agree with that. We just don't know when. Well, in the meantime, there's something that no one's talking about, and it would be a huge mistake, I believe, if WWE actually did this, and here's what it is. Well, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, they're on opposite sides of War Games. Well, Liv Morgan, she's recruited the likes of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Liv Morgan has continuously addressed this possibility. That possibility is, would Tiffany Stratton cash in Money in the Bank on Liv Morgan and not Nia Jax? Because in recent weeks, WWE has been teasing that Tiffany Stratton would go after Nia Jax. She would go after the Women's Championship. Sure, they share the SmackDown brand. Sure, they're an alliance and they've been paired on television. But what if Tiffany Stratton, a heel, Nia Jax, a heel? What if Tiffany Stratton went after Nia Jax? What if she capitalized on Jax being down and out during a match, seeing an opportunity, or after a match? Well, Liv Morgan recently addressed this possibility, and she did so while speaking with Adrian Hernandez of Unlikely. And this is what she had to say. Tiffy time. Tiffy, Miss Money in the Bank. I don't actually not like you. I actually kind of like you and respect you in a good way and appreciate your work ethic. But please, just listen to me. If you ever going to listen to me and ever trust anything that I say, please let this be it. Stay away from me and my Women's World Championship. And stay away from Dominic. I mean that wholeheartedly 100% with every fiber of my well-being. Thank you. Actually, that's a great promo. Because, like, you can hear it in a heel sense, right? Of her pleading with her, hey, I got my hands full with Rhea Ripley. I got all these talents going after me. Just don't come after me when I'm in a vulnerable state. Don't come after me after a match, or where I'm nearly beaten, or I'm trying to feud with Rhea Ripley, and I'm trying to get Rhea Ripley out of my life. That's essentially what she's talking about. Because although Stratton has pledged her allegiance to Women's Champion Nia Jax, the likelihood that she would not cash in on Jax, I think, is far and few between. I really don't think that they're going to have Tiffany cash in on Liv. I really do think it'll be a situation where Tiffany tries to screw over Nia Jax. She tries to win the Women's Championship, and they go about that. But there's that possibility. And it would be a shame because, like, if we're fantasy booking here for a minute, so we get through War Games, right? They do the women's War Games match. Reportedly, WWE had plans to do Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez at Crown Jewel. Okay. So let's say that they still do that match. You could do it on a Monday Night Raw. You could do it at Saturday Night's Main Event. They still have to do Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. We don't know when that is. All right, you could do that Saturday Night's Main Event. You could do that at the Royal Rumble. A bigger question is, we gotta book backwards. When are you gonna do Liv and Rhea? Right, I would say Mania, but I don't know if the storyline has enough legs considering it's been going on almost a year. Right, and that's not to take away from WWE. That's not to take away from Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley or anyone's work. It's just a fact of life. Like, that's a long storyline to do, even though they've done a very good job at it. It's still a long storyline to do. So you have to pinpoint when you're going to do Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Once you figure that out, then you can kind of book backwards, right? Then you can pinpoint, okay, we're going to do Liv and Io at this show. We're going to do Rhea and Raquel at this show. Do they do a intergender match between Rhea and Dominic? How active can Rhea be considering she has a broken orbital bone? She's wearing a protective mask. That's also another thing, right? We have Saturday Night's Main Event on December 14th. That's coming up quickly. That's going to be just a few short weeks after. It's going to be about 2 weeks after Survivor Series. That's a pretty quick turnaround considering, well, yes, WWE will protect Rhea heavily in the War Games match. It's still a War Games match, right? It's chaotic. There's a lot of bodies involved. There's a lot of ebbs and flows. There's weapons. There's a lot of this, obviously the cage structure. There's just a lot of unknowns, a lot of unpredictability, just a lot of moving parts in such a match, right? So you have to get through that match, I think, and then you start putting the pieces together, right? Then you start doing, okay, we're gonna do Rhea and Raquel, we're gonna do Rhea and Liv, we're gonna do Liv and Io. That's a lot of moving parts. So it may be a case in point of like one thing at a time. Maybe they try to hold off doing Liv and Rhea for as long as possible, a la, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, maybe Elimination Chamber, although I think Elimination Chamber, that'd be a little bit of a downfall unless they headline. But you could do it there. That's in March. So you got a lot of options in play. You got a lot of decisions to make. And the good thing is WWE is going to go through kind of a lull where there's no PLE in January. They can give Rhea some time off in terms of in-ring action. I highly doubt she works any TV matches. And then you just got to go from there.